everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Welcome to Kentucky Derby Prep Recap. In this edition, we're going to take a look back at the Grade 3 Gotham, a one-turn mile at Aqueduct on March the 6th. And as we break from the gate, Mike, the favorite in this race is the number 3, Highly Motivated. He doesn't get away to an alert beginning.
Yeah, it didn't break sharply here on his first start off the layoff day. You're going to see him too. I think after he recovers pretty well from what wasn't a great start. He's also going to get in a little bit tight here as they exit the chute, and I think he's going to give away a little position and wind up probably further back than they wanted to be.
And while he is in the midst of that trouble, the number 7, Freedom Fighter, shipping in from Southern California for trainer Bob Baffert, is able to establish what seems to be an easy lead.
Yeah, I agree with you. He got to the front, which you knew he was going to be there. I don't think this pace is very fast, Dan. He's actually clear up the backstretch, tracked by the long shot winner. All in all, Freedom Fighter was pretty disappointing in this race.
Opening quarter, very manageable, 24-1. And if you're backing the Baffert horse right now, you have to feel good. You're on an easy lead. You've got the favorite well behind, and you've got a long shot chasing. But Wayburn is ratcheting up the pressure in second, Mike. And right in behind is the other Chad Brown train runner. Chad Train's Highly Motivated. He also has Crowded Train, who's gearing up on the outside.
Yeah, Crowded Train's going to make a nice 3-wide run here. He's actually going to get past both of the horses that are on the lead here, get ahead in front in mid-stretch, Dan. He runs a pretty big race in just his second career start. He's going to wind up coming up short, but he runs well. Wayburn's in between, a little bit late to change leads, but he fights on, and when he does change, he fights back.
You're absolutely right, because he's on his left lead right now, and it certainly looks like Crowded Trade has his number. Wayburn changes, and he is resolute on the rail with Trevor McCarthy aboard. You see Highly Motivated belatedly into third, a very tight photo finish that went to Wayburn at odds of 46-1. Were you disappointed that Crowded Trade didn't finish it off? Because at the 3/16 pole, he looked like a winner.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was disappointed. I mean, it's just his second career start. I think it was about, I want to say 17 days after his debut win. So it was pretty quick back for connections that don't usually come back that quickly off of races. I thought all in all, Crowded Trade off of what was also a really good debut win, Dan. I think he ran really well in here. Wayburn also ran really well. He's a horse who had just broken his maiden in his most recent start as well.
And this was Wayburn's first start in a 3-month, off of a 3-month layoff. And he earned a respectable 95 Beyer speed figure. It appears that he and Crowded Trade will head to the Wood Memorial. Highly Motivated, likely his next and final prep for the Kentucky Derby will be at Keeneland in the Bluegrass. We know he likes that course, and he should improve second time out. I guess distance is the question.
Yeah, he just has to prove that he can go a distance of ground. I actually thought, Dan, I know he was, an odds-on favorite here and could only manage third. I actually felt like he ran pretty well off the layoff. We already talked about how he lost a little position early in the race. He finished very gamely to be gaining ground on the 1-2 finish. I thought he ran fine. I don't know how far he wants to go, but he's a talented horse.
Capo Kane finished 6th in here at 11-1. He had done some nice things in New York leading up to this race. I guess he didn't show as much speed as we could have expected, Mike, but I think he might be exposed now as far as the 3-year-old crop is concerned.
Yeah, he didn't run well in here. It's interesting because he had been a speed horse leading into this race. His connections wanted to see how he would do without the lead. I don't know if he could have made the lead if they sent him. But they did rate the break. I mean, you could just sort of tell that Dylan Davis was not trying to make the front with this horse this time. And he just didn't run well at all. I mean, he got overall, I thought, a good enough trip. He came up completely empty in the stretch.
And Freedom Fighter was just not good in here. He had everything his own way. They were stretching him out to a mile. It seemed like a nice spot from a class perspective, a nice incremental step up in distance. This is a very disappointing effort.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard to make excuses for him. Personally going into the race, I was a little concerned about how good he was anyway, because in each of his first 2 starts, he had very easy leads, I thought, in those races, and, just wasn't that impressive, at least in my opinion. He was even worse in this race.
Let's take a look at Wayburn's horse card. He has 4 starts to date now, the Gotham being his first start as a 3-year-old. He has won 2 of them. Jimmy Jerkins on the Kentucky Derby trail with his homebred son of Pioneer of the Nile. And Mike, you go back in this family, up close, there's a lot of synthetic, a lot of turf ability, but this is the family of the great Sky Beauty.
Yeah, there's actually a decent product. You're right. In the immediate family, it's a lot of synthetic, but there's some quality in this female family. But he just ran really well here, and he obviously took a big step forward. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here.
He didn't run like a 45-1 shot. As we take a look at the prices for the Gotham, Wayburn, $95.50 for trainer Jimmy Jerkins. Chad Brown runs 2-3. Crowded Trade second. Highly Motivated third. The Dollar Exacta paid $277.50. Wayburn and Crowded Trade on their way to the Wood Memorial. Highly Motivated to the Bluegrass.